Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. So from last Sunday, we started this study of this new concept. New means which we have not studied earlier in Bhagavad Gita. Is the absorption within. What happens when we say that today I had a good meditation or today I could do japa well? Is that we could concentrate within. We don't concentrate externally on anything. But this absorption is not the mental absorption. As we discussed earlier, that when we talk about knowledge about something in general, when we say knowledge about something, is knowledge about something other than me, that is the objects. Once you know about it, there could be information point of view. Some knowledge is when you absorb the technique or you absorb that ability. As we gave the example, today you do not know driving, you learn driving. That learning also is part of knowledge. But to know that this is black also is a knowledge. To be able to handle the car also is a knowledge. But both the knowledge are knowledge of the objects. Whenever scripture says knowledge, is not knowledge of the objects, it is knowledge of the subject. But why we talk about knowledge? Knowledge is something which becomes part of you. You have a way to know something. There is no way to immediately forget something. I learned driving, I learned how to ride a bicycle. There is no way that, okay, from today I forget. You must stop driving. You don't forget driving. The skill of driving becomes part of you. And after a certain age, or rather you as a success as a driver, is they call it a reflex. Because it is part of you, that's why that behavior comes as a natural, spontaneous. Those who drive, you don't calculate how far is the vehicle ahead me, what is the speed of my vehicle, how much brake I should press. You don't calculate. It becomes very spontaneous. Something within you understands that. That is called reflex. And the reflex, driving is a complex activity, but the reflex of your body many times doesn't need you to be even awake. Even if you are sleeping, reflex works. That much, that learning or knowledge becomes part of you. Today if I learn, it may take time for me to learn driving. There is no way for me to do something that from this moment I want to remove that knowledge from me. There is no way. Information changes, knowledge becomes part of you. And one more thing we had discussed in one of the classes. One is information, Most of the learning in the school is nothing but information collection. Then comes knowledge, what they call life science, swimming, cycling, driving, or any kind of activities. This become part of you. After that, after churning all the knowledge, information and knowledge, a wisdom comes out of you, which is not there in any book, which you didn't learn. It is your wisdom, which is product of your knowledge bank. That's why when people take doctorate degree, you cannot simply write which is already there in the market. You don't get doctorate. You present something which the world doesn't know. You gathered so much knowledge and thoughts and meditated over it, and you brought out something which is called wisdom, or which is called product or the essence of that knowledge bank. And you bring out something within and explain to the world. Then your supervisor or guide will say, oh, this is something new. Then only you get a doctorate. What is doctorate? All the rishis in our scriptures are in a way expert in that field. Rishi doesn't mean always spiritual, no. Rishi is like a doctorate. We have many jokes over it. Oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, I'm not feeling well. No, not that doctor. I'm doctorate of something. In the same way, when you say Rishi, Rishi means we think he's spiritual. No. Yes, basically Sushruta is a doctor. Ancient doctor, we put him in the category of Rishi. We had rishis who studied atomic science, gave a new theory of atoms. We are talking about 2,000-3,000 years before. Kanada. Kana means particle. Kanada means one who gave the theory of particles. We are talking about 2,000 years, 3,000 years before. So Rishi means one who has churned the knowledge bank and has brought something new to add into that knowledge bank. So when we say absorption, you read, you get absorbed in the book. You watch TV, you get absorbed in what you are watching. You are doing experiments or activities, you become absorbed in that. That absorption is forgetting yourself, forgetting time, etc. This absorption which scripture is telling is of little different type. To be absorbed within, not even absorbing within in terms of having good concentration and meditation, no. As the learning skill or driving skill became part of me, in the same logic, I become one with this I who says I am so and so, that I becomes one with my real I. Consciousness, Atman, whatever you want to give a name. But what is the external manifested qualities? Again, for understanding, the qualities which are mentioned here of a person who can get absorbed in Brahman, become one with Brahman, those qualities if you have, doesn't qualify you to become that. But if you are one with Brahman, these qualities are spontaneous in you. I don't know if I am clear. These 10 qualities, if you have, in any proportion may not be able to qualify you as a knower of Brahman. But if you are a knower of Brahman, or if you have experienced that oneness, then these qualities become spontaneous in you. For example, to understand this concept, how these qualities doesn't qualify you to become that, but if you are that, this becomes your natural behavior. Who can drive the car? He must have 2 legs, he must have 2 hands, his eyesight should be good, his ears hearing capacity should be good, his reflex should be good. Do you think all the people with 2 legs, 2 hands, good reflex, good eyes, good hearing can become a driver? No. To become a driver, these things are necessary, but if you have this thing, doesn't make you a driver. There is something which is X factor. That's why when the qualities of a devotee, qualities of a Brahmagnani, qualities of a Trigunatita, these are the 3 whose qualities are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, qualities of a devotee, Bhakta, chapter 9, chapter 12. Then you have quality of Trigunatita, one who has gone beyond the 3 gunas, 16th chapter, etc. Then you have a Sthita Prajna, chapter 2. The qualities are mentioned. Oh, you should be compassionate. We all are compassionate in one way or other, up to a certain extent at least. But that doesn't make us Brahmagyani. But if you are a Brahmagyani, you spontaneously become compassionate. So here he says, Yo anta sukho, one whose happiness is within, means what? Analyze our happiness. When you think you are happy, oh, when I get my favorite dish to eat, I am happy. When I go to my favorite place, I am happy. When I meet my favorite people, I am happy. All our happiness depends on an object, person, thing, place, etc. Only one happiness we have, which doesn't depend on any object, and that is sleep. And that's why the example of sleep or sushupti or deep sleep is very much used as an example in our scriptures. Sleep is not samadhi, no. Example only. That you get absorbed in yourself, ignorantly. You fall in sleep. You don't go to sleep, you go to bed. Then you fall in sleep. No one can do, okay, 10, tick, I went to sleep. No, that doesn't happen. Yes, you can go to bed exactly the time you want to. Then you fall asleep. When? Different day, different time. Sometimes stress is there, sometimes thoughts are there, etc. It doesn't allow you to sleep. But when you sleep, you forget the external world, rather you are not aware about the external world. You forget your body, rather you don't have awareness about your body. You are not aware about the thinking mind also when you go to deep sleep. Exactly same qualification of samadhi. But everybody who sleeps doesn't experience samadhi. From that point of view, I am telling that these qualities which are mentioned of a person who can become one with Brahman, one who has understood the absorption in Brahman, these are the qualities. But having this quality, you do not get that state of mind, or do not get state of becoming one with your Atman or one with you. But if you are there, have you heard about any prophet, any saint who doesn't have compassion, who doesn't have love? No. These are spontaneous activities. Yo anta sukho, one whose happiness is within. We gave the example. example of a child, 2, 3, 4 months old. If the child's stomach is full and child doesn't have any other physical discomfort, child doesn't need anybody to be happy. The normal state of child is happy. There is no child of 3 to 4 months old whose natural state is unhappy. It is only the physical discomfort or hunger. These two makes the child unhappy and cries. This example, as I have told several times, this example is given by Vasishtha to Rama in Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana. Then be like that child who is happy without any objects. No object he needs to be happy. Actually, the spiritual life which we always talk about and all of us are trying to live, eventually, even if we are not able to express in words, is this: I want to be at peace, I want to be happy, but not happy with the objects. If I am happy with the objects, as soon as the object goes away, my happiness also goes away. I am happy when I get this. That means I am unhappy when it goes away. Want to test yourself when you are happy or unhappy? Let someone disconnect your Wi-Fi. Within half an hour you will feel suffocated practically. We are so much dependent, we are so much used to. That became the source. We talk many times. When people come, we make them see it. Oh, journey was comfortable or not. Give a glass of water. All this has become second now. First thing, what is the password? Because we gave importance to it, and that becomes. But here he says, Antasukha. One whose happiness is within. This is a very, very practical spiritual practice if anyone wants to do it, to analyze oneself. Can I remain happy without the apparent things on which I am dependent? All of you must know, because now WhatsApp and Facebook and all that is common to all. One person did fasting, Ekadashi, Purnima, Amavasya, all that. So after death, he thought he will go to heaven because he has done so many austerities. But another person went to heaven and he was deprived of that. Says, why that fellow can go to heaven? He never did any fasting. No Ekadashi, no Purnima, no Amavasya. So he said, no, he did fasting which you do not know. Monday no Facebook, Tuesday no WhatsApp, Thursday no Twitter, etc., etc. That whom I am dependent on, that Sri Ramakrishna says us, but we have to interpret it in a modern way. He says, in between, go to seclusion. There are some places where they say, go to seclusion, don't bring your phone. People can live without the spouse, people can live without the children, people cannot live without phone. So they say, don't bring your phone. Live without it. This subject is very common and books have come out. We run a big workshop on that. Digital addiction, the biggest psychological pandemic which is going to happen is our attachment to the screen. And especially here in Singapore, in every way government is promoting to think about your mental well-being, and the biggest cause of people's mental health issue is a digital addiction. On an average, total timing, at least 6 to 8 hours, say 8 hours of waking hours, people are busy. with the phone or screen. So when that is not there, then only you come to know. That's why we need to practice secular. Many times some devotees or some friends or some people come, we say, create pockets in your day. In the family life, create pockets. Oh, no mobile phone on dining table. Okay, that practice is not there, but it's good to have. Spend quality time, the whole family, read something, bring the phone away. So that at least you are aware that I should not be completely dependent on this. Why dependent? Using is fine. When you cannot live without it, that's called addiction. So here he says, your antasukho, his happiness is within. Antah arama. Rama is ramate iti Rama. Where all the living beings find happiness is called Rama. Different prefixes are put. Virama, Arama, Abhirama. These are all prefix. The basic word is Rama. Ramate iti Rama. Anta Arama. One whose resting place is within. What is the resting place? This is the concept we have developed. I wrote also in Nirvana once or twice. What is Arama? What you do when you have nothing to do. What you do when you have nothing to do, that is your natural state of mind. You read, you go to temple, you hear the lecture. This you are trying to do and you are doing that, good. But when you have nothing to do, scroll the mobile phone, go Facebook, watch TV. That is your natural state. This you are doing with effort. How many of us, even I am a monk, he is a monk, can we think, oh, I am so tired, let me go and do japa. When we are tired, we sleep. When we are tired, we eat. When we are tired, we laugh, we see, we watch. That means your place of arama is that. There is a Bengali song which Sri Ramakrishna used to sing. In that there is one line, "O Lord, you are my place of rest." Place of rest means when I am tired of everything, I go and rest under His feet. At least I have to evaluate myself. Don't seem to be that much. Can't certify myself that whenever I am tired, I get happiness, I get rest in meditation. I don't know. Maybe. Weariness of the world is there. So much stress, so much work. Okay, better just sit and remember God. But if that becomes my resting place, that what this man of knowledge has, Anta Arama, whose pleasure also is within. Antar Jyoti Revacha, his guiding light also comes from within. His guidance comes from within. Sri Ramakrishna used to say this, mind becomes your guru. In a very high sense, but in a normal sense we say this, that even if you are doing wrong, how we progress spiritually is like this. There was a time you do something wrong and you justify your wrong things. In Bengali there is a best courage. First time you do something wrong and you justify it. That is one state of mind which is very low state. Slowly you progress spiritually. So you do a mistake, and after some days you realize, I should not have done that. You still progress little more. So you do a mistake, immediately you understand, I did something wrong, say sorry. Still you progress further. Before you do something wrong, your mind says, this is wrong, don't do it. But we fail, we do wrong. Still you progress. Then your mind will say, this is wrong, don't do it. And we are able to exercise that and we don't do it. And then still progress. There is no question of wrongdoings. You are established in not doing wrong things. Our spiritual progress is slow, step by step. I try to remember, that's why I'm not showing off that I know something. In Spanish, we used to say, paso a paso, step by step. So step by step we progress. Anta sukha, anta arama, antar jyoti. Sa yogi, that yogi, Brahma nirvana, becomes absorbed or one with Brahman. Brahma bhuta adhigacchati. He becomes one with that. People say, how you can one with that? We have stories about saints. There was a great woman saint of North India called Mirabai, a great devotee of Krishna. And the stories, the legend says, she merged in the image of Krishna in Vrindavan. How this physical body can merge in another statue? Significance we have to understand. This merging is becoming one. There is not two. I am fond of telling this, which sometimes I say. All of you know this story of Krishna. The most misunderstood part of Sri Krishna's life is that great high state of mind which is called Rasa Leela. The gopis, the girls of Vrindavan, they are dancing in the name of Krishna. Krishna is at the center. Krishna is only one. When this spiritual progress happens, some pictures you will find, drawing by the artists. Every gopi has one Krishna. Krishna is with everyone. There is another higher state, the ultimate state, which you cannot draw. That's why you don't see it. Is that every gopi feels that she is Krishna. Rasa Leela is an activity, especially the rounded activities. It represents the samsara, whatever you want to say. So we are that gopi, we are the individual souls. Your spiritual practices, all of us look at Krishna who is in the center. Some of us may progress so well that I may realize sitting in my room, you may realize sitting in your room, that you are with Krishna. But very, very few can realize this, that I am Krishna. So that was the beauty of that. Just as Swami Vivekananda told, if you have tinge of lust in your mind, you cannot understand the concept of Rasa Leela. It's a very, very philosophical depiction. So this absorption in Brahman, absorption in oneself, simplest example is our sleep. It is not possible in waking state to be completely detached with our own body. We don't know even how to do it. But so easily you do when you go to sleep. You keep your body aside, you keep your mind aside, and you are one. These rishis, these sadhakas, those who are on the path of getting absorbed in Brahman, while doing practice itself, while leading spiritual life itself, they become Kshina Kalmasha. Kalmasha is translated sins. The problem with the concept of sin is a very Christian concept of sin we immediately remember. No. In Hinduism, sin is a negative action or the result of the negative action. But it is pardonable. Mistakes or blunders or any big mistake, each and every mistake is pardonable in Hinduism. Because of that, the result is there. Good karma, go to heaven. Negative karma, go to hell. We do not have a concept of permanent hell. No, we don't have. Eternal heaven. In Hinduism, there is no heaven which is eternal. Eternal is only one. That is mukti, moksha, liberation is. We have a sloka. Yad gatva na nivartante. Going where the jiva doesn't come back. Tad dhama paramam mama. That is my eternal abode. From where people don't come back. So when Christians say heaven, is that mukti? Not heaven which you say heaven. Our heaven is a reformatory. You have positive some points, merit points. You go spend those points and come back. When eternal heaven is called liberation. So here, Rishaya Kshina Kalmasha. There, negativity reduces. Many times people ask during the spiritual retreat and all that, how to understand that I am progressing or not? Yeah, I am coming to mission, doing japa for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't know I am progressing or not. This is one test. Your negativity will be reduced in your activity, in your thought, in your behavior, in your speech. Negativities will be reduced. If you progress, your desires will reduce or your intensity of desire will reduce. Have to be if you are progressing. If you are increasing, check the gear. You are in reverse gear. Vehicle is not going forward, vehicle is going back. Doesn't matter external life. Desire reduction of desire, Sri Ramakrishna also says. When you progress, your desire reduces. Desire for what? Any concept of happiness which depends on the external objects. To get that happiness, you must have that object. To run behind the object is called desire. Desire is always for happiness. Nobody wants to suffer. Everybody's desire is to be happy. To be happy to do what? No, if I have an iPhone, for this old one, I must have an iPhone 17. That makes me happy. So you go behind that. That's called desire. So your desire reduces. How? Intensity goes. Or the desire itself goes. Varieties of desires we have. At least 5 types. 5 senses have 5 types. To see, to touch, to breathe, to smell, to eat, to hear. Different desires reduces. If desires are reducing, you are progressing. You are progressing towards where? You are not progressing like that, you are progressing within. Labhante Brahma Nirvana. This absorption in Brahman happens when Rishaya Kshina Kalmasha. All the negativities reduced day by day. Chinnadvaidha, this is one very important, significant, unique quality or the state of mind which proves that you have reached or you are reaching or you are on a line to reach, is your doubts will be reduced. Doubts. Doubts about what? What my Guru has told, I have no doubt that he is telling correct. What Scripture says, I don't have doubt that Scriptures are correct. It's a matter of my matching my life with the Scriptures. Direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna were in Belur. A devotee came and told, I have experienced Samadhi. So, very good. I think Sarada and Premananji were there. Others also were there. So Premananji asked him, do you have any doubt about your being divine? I don't have any doubt. Because he did not understand what is the meaning of doubt. So Premananji very nicely told, little doubt. Conviction is one thing, understanding is another thing. Lastly, that person said, sometimes I doubt. And the incident says, Premananji started and saying, no realization has taken place, even if you have a tinge of doubt. How tinge of doubt? Okay, just to understand this I am telling. Two vehicles collided. That is called accident. Correct? But if there is a distance of 1 millimeter between two vehicles, it is not an accident. You went so close to the vehicle, 1 millimeter, but did not touch, it's not an accident. Correct? In the same way, if a tinge distance is there, your merger has not taken place, your absorption has not taken place. It becomes one. One means there is no two, only one. Chinnadvaidha, this doubt gets asunder, doubt gets destroyed. Why we discuss this is to protect ourselves from a false deception that I am progressing, I am so and so. No, it's not easy. That's why it is always said, regular reading of scriptures, holy book is required, so that one thing you progress, it helps you to progress. Secondly, it warns you. Don't be in a false impression that you have achieved everything. No. People see something, people see some light and think I have achieved everything. No. Look at the last portion of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda says, how many mantras I have seen in a blazing light. I don't want that. How many forms I have seen in my visions and all that. I do not want that. Why? Because I want the ultimate, the final. So when you read the scriptures, you will not be deceived by your own mind. Otherwise, one of our Swami, I think Swami Ashokanandaji, he used to say, to having good mood for meditation is not a realization. Oh, today I feel like meditating. It is good, but that may be your readiness to meditate. You have not achieved anything out of it. So scriptures will keep you awake and will not allow you to be deceived. Yatatmanaha, control over the senses. Control over your own karmendriya and gnanendriya. Long before we taught, some of you may remember, some or not. Only one indriya is there where you can be detached with the object. How? Is the ears. You can close your eyes, but ears, there is no way to close except you shift your mind that you are not able to hear, and that is extremely difficult. So yathatmana, one who has control over the senses. As I was telling one day, the word Atma is used in various senses, various meanings in Bhagavad Gita. Here, Atmana means one's own senses. And then Sarva Bhuta Hite Rathaha. They are always busy in doing good to others. You don't need to try to do good to others as others are doing. You have your own way to do it. If you cannot do anything, pray for others. Appreciate somebody. Send a good message. Try to give a listening ear to somebody's difficulties. But trying to do good to people, to be engaged in doing good to people. Other meaning is, you don't keep on doing things for yourself. Swami Vivekananda goes to that extent. Forget about your own mukti. Serve others. So you don't stop doing spiritual practice, that is not the meaning. But don't be selfish. Swami Vivekananda was when he was Parivrajaka or moving as an itinerant monk in India at that time. He went to Rishikesh in India, northern India. One sadhu was meditating on the bank of Ganges, and another monk had a stomach pain, so at a distance he was restless. So Swamiji went and told to the monk who was meditating, "Do you know him?" "Yeah, he's my friend." Keeping a man suffering, how you can meditate? How you can meditate? If you are a lover of God and a person is suffering, do whatever maximum you can do for the person who is suffering next to you. There is no way that a devotee or a monk or a spiritual person can remain aloof, can ignore the suffering in his own vicinity. Then Swamiji told that time, "This I call the indigestion of Vedanta." Theoretically you read Vedanta, but it doesn't come to practical life. To practical life means you must be, Swami used to say, your body could be strong, but you must have a soft heart within. So these are the qualities of that person. But you may be busy in doing good to others. Maybe you have a purpose of becoming famous. Could be. You say you have control. It's like controlling the spring. After some time it erupts again. Not having doubt, pretending that I don't have a doubt also is not covered. So apparently you may have these qualities, doesn't qualify you to be a Brahmagyani, but if you are a Brahmagyani, these qualities become spontaneous and natural to you. Kama Krodha Viyuktanam, to be free, even up to certain extent. Sri Krishna was very practical. Sri Krishna says, Tasmat Indriyani Adau Niyamya Bharatarshava. At least try to control your senses little, not fully, little. If that also you do not do, path of yoga is not for you. So he says, who have control over this internal organs, desire, anger, if you are free from, or if at least you have control over it, up to a certain extent. Whatever comes to your mind you do, then you are nothing but an animal. What is the difference between human being and animal? Human being has this software called self-control, self-direction. You know, your mobile phone gets updated, software updates. Our system, human being, has a capacity to update. Animals cannot. You can train animals up to a certain extent. A dog doesn't know something, you can train him up to a certain extent. A dog doesn't think that this is my time for prayer. You know, so many videos you get in YouTube. A cow goes to temple, a dog goes and bows down. It's out of habit. I had a dog. Always when I come from ashram, his first duty is to check my pocket whether prasad is there or not. He may not be interested in prasad, he is interested in food. The concept of prasad is for human being. But we also give a little, oh, you're so fond of prasad, you see. No, that food which I call prasad, he doesn't call it prasad. Human being is this. Human being has this ability. Sri Ramakrishna says up to that extent, don't underestimate human being. A human being has a capacity to realize God. Any one of us could be any case, completely hopeless case, but has potentiality to realize God. Animals are the software. You use it, there is nothing to it. Very small toys come. You can't update it. Human being can improve. Human being can correct. Human being can delete. Human being can do Control Z and go a little back. Others cannot. So here he says, Kama Krodha Viyuktanam, complete free. Nowadays we don't use this word strongly. We don't say abstain from this. No, sir. Abstaining is not for Kali Yuga. So we say, try yourself. I will try as much as I can do, I will do. Say, then he will be able to do at least something. But if he abstain from this, he will fail next moment. So that is not it. So here he is giving a perfect example of Kama Krodha Viyuktanam, completely separated, completely free from desires and anger. That's a high state. That's why it is not easy for us to reach the goal unless we are very sincere and very serious about it. Anyway, these are some more topics are there. We will be talking next week also. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.